I know they are not about to give this 42 size waist a breakfast like this over here at the Embassy Suites. This is ridiculous. Look at this, man. All of this stuff down here, man, I could eat for days. Yeah, my Weight Watcher points, they going out the window. It's okay. I'll start over with Jenny Craig next week. Hey, let me get 2 omelets with cheese. Handle that, player.
I am Bruce Jordan. I'm former IHG corporate and I manage over $1 billion in assets and $300 million in revenue. Well, Michael Jordan is the basketball. Bruce Jordan is the same to the hotel industry. My main goal is to give your hotel guests an amazing experience and give your hotel the tools it needs to keep your revenue numbers in the black and beyond. And now you're watching another episode of Hotel Management Do's and Don'ts. This episode was brought to you by co-hosts. If you want to reduce hotel labor costs, increase upgrade sales, and increase your hotel's productivity, then give your hotel the power of co-hosts. For more information, visit cohost.io.
Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. It's Bruce Jordan at MJ of Hotels, and we are here at the Embassy Suites in Piscataway, New Jersey. Now, before we begin, I just need you to do me a quick little favor. I need you to hit that subscribe button. It helps us get this content to you much, much better, and we can continue to do these videos and bring them right to your doorstep every single week. We are in Piscataway, New Jersey at the Embassy Suites, not too far from the Rutgers campus, and of course, go Knights! And they're only 15 to 20 minutes away from downtown New Brunswick. Let's see what the Embassy Suites, Piscataway, New Jersey, has to offer. Let's get it! Here at the Embassy Suites, I love this hotel's location because it's just a hop, skip, and jump from Somerset, New Jersey, and of course it's not too far from Somerville as well. You have everything around here. There's a bunch of manufacturing companies, there's a bunch of tech companies, there's a bunch of pharmaceutical companies. You know, where J&J goes, the money will follow. Now this hotel is like a outside corridor inverted. Everything is just, it looks like the outside corridor is inside and they're all stacked right on top of each other. Now, they have green everywhere. We got trees, we got plants. It looks like Jumanji. It's like Jumanji and the Jungle Book like put together. I just thought the Rock was going to jump out on you at any time. Can you smell what the Rock is cooking? I know it's really hard to maintain something like this. I still don't know how they do it. You got trees and plants. And the forest is growing right in the middle of the hotel. Now, this hotel has a full bar. When you walk through the door, it's like this little dim light, and then it just opens up and boom, it's like the sunshine is just coming right on the corridor right here. So what I love about this hotel is that it has plenty of space for you to relax and have a peaceful, quiet tranquility. You know, you could get to yourself and just escape. It's like the great escape, and it's inside the building. Now, that's the first for me, to have the great escape inside the building. One thing that didn't make any sense to me was they have these huge, long, nice, smooth hardwood doors. They're extremely heavy, a nice dark stain, but there was like no bumper protectors to protect the bottom of doors from people kicking it, of course, and of course we have the carts as well. Now, what surprised me the most is how cheap the rates are. The demand in the tri-state area has decreased significantly. So the rates are down probably 25 to 35% compared to where they used to be before COVID. And why? Because of business travel. You know, these areas are huge business areas, and if you don't have that business travel from that sector, it's just not going to make your rates work. So, you know, whatever they're losing on demand, they're trying to make up for it in value with a lower rate. Now, one thing this place has is free breakfast. But to have a free breakfast with all the bells and whistles, I mean, like, they have all the bells and whistles. And with the lower demand, and then you have higher property tax, higher labor costs, and then your rates not right there, not where you want them. I just don't see how they're able to make the numbers work, but I guess they're just doing it with volume. So how do you do that? How do you make it up with volume? You take a good product, you price it just under the market, and you watch the revenue roll right on in. Now, this hotel has something that I hate even in my own hotels that I manage, and that is popcorn ceilings. I hate popcorn ceilings. Now, even within my own hotels, I made sure I remove all the popcorn ceilings from the bathrooms, because all that extra moisture and condensation, the popcorn ceiling just absorbs it and holds it because of the texture. So you know what that leads to, which is why they decided to do away with the popcorn ceilings in the bathroom. Another thing that threw me off was the color coordination in the room. Let's just set the record straight. I am not a designer. So if I'm lost, that means they really done messed up. Now, the whole theme of the room had like a brownish, tannish type color, but then they threw in a gray couch and a light green bed skirt. Yes, I said it, a light green bed skirt. I don't know how that worked. Now let's move on to revenue. Listen, they were smart to focus on volume with such low demand. Smart move. But the problem with focusing on volume is when the demand shifts. So if the demand increases and you're still playing the volume game, you're gonna get all the volume you want really quickly. Yes, all the volume you want. But you may end up holding the short end of the stick while everybody else is playing the revenue game and you're playing the value game. If an event comes, or a party, or president comes to see the area, all the hotels fill up. You may end up holding the short end of the stick. Now let's move on to this breakfast. I could not get over this breakfast. And what's really, really crazy is free. Their cost per guest must be like $7 to $10 per guest or more. This is a steal. Just look at this spread. On top of that, they added omelet stations to the breakfast spread. Like, this is ridiculous. This is just a steal. I can't believe. I don't know how they stay in business, man. Like this right here will eat you out of house and home, just the breakfast alone. Now, I strongly feel like this breakfast should not be free. I feel like this breakfast will go for $40 to $50 at any other hotel.
Now it's time for the hotel.
It's hotel bash time. Do you love art? Me too. Tell me, what do you think about this picture? You can't tell me, can you? Because it's being blocked by the TV. All right. How about this picture? What do you think about this picture? You can't tell me anything, can you? Because it's being blocked by the light. The feng shui in this place is all off. And what's crazy is that they actually had room on the wall to push the picture to the left in the right direction so you can actually see it. I don't know what they was thinking on this one, but they missed the mark on that one. Now let's move on to these scores. Although I wasn't too fond on the positions of the pictures, all across the board, I still think they probably did a pretty good job. So for that reason, I'm going to give them an 8.0. Now let's move on to revenue. Volume is the way to play when the demand is not there. And they got the volume game down to a T. Woo-wee. So for that reason, I'm going to give them an 8.0 for revenue. Now let's move on to breakfast. I really feel like having a breakfast spread this lavish is a great thing, but man, they're gonna get eaten out of house and home. They're gonna need to grow their own fruits in the back of the hotel just to subsidize this cost. But I was very impressed with breakfast. I loved it. And for that reason, I'm gonna give them a 10 for breakfast. As usual, my numbers are just advisory. If you want this hotel to win, you got to vote. And to vote, all you gotta do is hit that like button and leave a little comment down below, and you know what it is. Now, if you think your hotel has what it takes to compete in our competition, open enrollment is here for season 4 and season 5 of Hotel Management Do's and Don'ts. All you got to do is go to hotelmanagement.com/enroll to enroll your hotel to the best #1 hotel competition in the world. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Hotel Management Do's and Don'ts. And you know what we are here to do. We're here to make your revenue rise up.